Hey, Desiree here with Soul Path Astrology and this week's Oracle card readings. Whew. Well, welcome. Welcome to Pluto in Aquarius. This has been like this much talked about topic. It seems like everybody and their dog is weighing in on what this might mean. Um, I'm going to riff a little bit in each video about it. I'm not sure if the theme will repeat itself or what, but I will tell you this. This week's readings, and this is your card, by the way, video one for card one. We'll get to it in just a moment. There's the whole reading all week, all three cards have this sense of struggle. And the thing about Pluto is it's like the Tower card, which incidentally is missing out of one of my tarot decks, not this one, but a different one. I counted them the other day and realized I was short one. So I went through them and the Tower card was missing. I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. So the Tower card is about sudden change and but needed change. And Pluto moving into Aquarius is very similar in the same sense that it's moving out of Capricorn, moving out of our rigid structures, moving out of a top-down hierarchy kind of model into Aquarius, which is very forward-thinking. It's very community-minded. It's very futuristic. It's very technological. Um, but with Pluto coming into here, I mean, Pluto is the Lord of the underworld. Like, I know everyone's sort of wanting to focus on the love and light aspect of this, but it's always darkest before the dawn. And I think in conjunction with this reading is this acknowledgement about that. Sometimes, and I'm experiencing this, other people I know close to me are experiencing this. They've just had this huge breakthrough in their life. This very exciting new chapter is opening in front of them. But like almost simultaneously as that door opened, something really awful happened. Something really challenging arrived on the scene too, almost like an echo or a shadow of the great light that was just let loose. And so with that in mind, I want to invite us into having some grace around lack and the squeeze and the dark and suffering. Okay, let's jump into this card. So, the Five of Pentacles, this is very much about poverty consciousness, about suffering. Often shows up in a read when you are feeling lack or you're feeling like work isn't working or that there's been a loss of a job or a loss of opportunities or an income stream you were expecting suddenly fell through. And, so they're walking and they're sad and they're lonely and it's in the snow, but they're passing the church windows. And so inherent in this card is this invitation to know there is help. And this is that Pluto in Aquarius mentality is to help one another. So moving out of the dog eat dog, survival of the fittest mentality and moving into survival of the most collaborative. And now this isn't an invitation into just being a taker. And I know a lot of fear comes up for people around the idea of being taken advantage of. So I want to invite us into exploring that a little bit. Like, what does it mean to be afraid of being taken advantage of? And what does it mean to be somebody who does take advantage of others? And what is the medicine to that? And the cure is having healthy boundaries, right? So this isn't just about giving because you should or you ought to, nor is it just taking and taking and taking without ever taking self-responsibility, without ever changing what needs to be changed so that you can become more of a source of contribution to the whole. And there's also this invitation into that really getting real about what it is that you want to offer the collective. And what would you like the collective to be offering? So that church window, that warmth, there is assistance available. Maybe you need to reach out to some government programs. Maybe you need to reach out to some friends or some family to temporarily support you. And always remember, too, to reach back into your own resources, not out of a fear or embarrassment or shame of like, oh my God, I'm failing here. I can't quite make this, or trying to hide the reality of what's happening for you, but to seek that depth of vulnerability and to ask from an open place, to ask because it is in asking for help that we can find deep intimacy. Many of us are like high achieving, or there's this term for it that Terry Cole uses, high achieving or high something codependence. And it has to do with always being the giver. always being the person for everybody and never being the one to receive. So there's this invitation with this card to come in, and do the vulnerable thing and ask, do the vulnerable thing and be the receiver. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. I hope that landed. As always, if you want to deep dive and get a very personalized reading so we can see where this is all happening for you specifically, and just really it's much more detailed and in depth, creating that container for your own self exploration and to discover your answers, I would love to do that with you. The link to my calendar is in the description of the card. It's also in the comments. And lastly, as always, I do invite you, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe to the channel. You get notified way quicker when videos get posted. Also, like, love, share, comment. It's awesome to get that interaction with you guys. Okay, love ya. In the meantime, I hope you have a terrific week, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.